In this final video, you'll learn about more of the tools available in Ultimate Doom Builder and get some game design tips about level flow and combat balancing. Every sector has a brightness level associated with it. You can use darkness and contrasting light to add a lot of mood to your maps. You can change brightness levels from the sector detail window or with Control plus mouse wheel on a highlighted sector. This works both in 2D mode and visual mode. Textures, floors, and ceilings can be hard to see in visual mode in dark rooms. You can activate a full brightness mode with B to adjust other parts of your level before returning to your original brightness settings. Mid textures are textures that Doom Guy can walk and shoot through. The most common uses of mid textures are bars and cages that you can see littered throughout Doom. To place a mid texture, select textures for the mid slot in the line's detail window. To make it so you can't walk through the mid texture, you can mark the line as impassable. You can create prisons, windows, fake walls, and waterfalls with mid textures. Try messing around with them to see what you can make. Sectors can be tagged with special effects like flickering brightness or hurt floors. To create hurt floors, open the effects panel in the sector detail window and select one of the damaging options. You can make floors deal 5, 10, or 20% damage with these different options. You can make any floor a hurt floor, but don't be a jerk. Make it obvious. Stick to slime or lava. If you are going to use a non-standard flat for your hurt floor, you should be consistent in the entire level. You could also include a patch very early with some health packs nearby to teach players about the hazard. Another special sector tag is Secret. Secrets are an essential flavor of Doom, encouraging players to poke around every corner looking for bonus treasures and fights. When a sector has the secret tag, it will add to the level's total secret count on the map and results screen. When Doom Guy walks over the sector, he gets credit for finding the secret. You can hide secrets however you want, but again, don't be a jerk. There should be some visual clue that there's a secret to be found, or else you'll drive players crazy as they mash the use button on every wall of your level. A strange texture, a tiny switch, a weird patch of grass, a shootable decoration, there are a lot of ways to clue players into your secrets. Here, In Training has built a secret passage containing a chain gunner, a Hell Knight, and a window with a view. To create outdoor zones like this, you can change the ceiling flat to F-Sky 1. This will replace the ceiling in that room with a skybox picture that changes depending on what map slot your level occupies. Outdoor areas can look a little funky at first. You'll definitely need to take your time in visual mode adjusting heights, viewpoints, textures, and geometry to get your outdoor spot looking just right. As always, experiment and have fun with it. You may have noticed when placing objects that they have difficulty settings. These let you decide which enemies and items will appear on different difficulty modes. Easy applies to the I'm too young to die and hey not too rough modes. Medium applies to the hurt me plenty mode. Hard applies to the ultra violence and nightmare modes. For example, you could lower monster count in a room by setting some imps to only exist in the hard modes. You could also replace certain monster types to completely change an encounter, or add more health, armor, and ammo in a nasty fight. With limited time this month, you may not have the opportunity to do real difficulty balancing, but the option is available. Alongside secrets, another elemental flavor of Doom is a good ol' ambush. You'll want to spring traps on players a bunch, freaking them out and forcing them to go toe-to-toe with swarms of demons. A type of line def action we didn't really cover in the last video is walking actions. These actions trigger when Doom Guy crosses a particular and often invisible line. Here, In Training has placed a tantalizing blue key on the other side of this gross pit. On both sides of the room, there are monster closets packed with imps. He tagged each wall of these closets with the same sector tag, and assigned this line to Action 37, Walk Over Once Only, Floor Lower to Lowest Floor Changes Texture. When Doom Guy approaches to pick up the key, the walls drop down and a horde of imps scream in delight. Traps can be monster closets, unexpected lifts, switches that open the level in surprising ways, and more. You can also design teleport traps, which are special ambushes that are triggered by sound. In a teleport trap, monsters will pour in from nowhere and can absolutely fill a level with chaos. There's a video linked below with design information on teleport traps. They're tricky to design, hard to balance, and can be insanely rude. Please be thoughtful with your teleport traps. Regular teleporting is cool though. It has a very satisfying sound and can be a fun way to drop Doomguy into exciting spots. To build a teleporter, you will first need to place a destination from the Things menu. Then, give the sector holding the destination a tag number. Now, you can assign teleport actions to lines with the same sector tag. When Doomguy, or a monster depending on the action, walks over the line, they zip away. Like everything else, please make it clear to the player that they're going to be teleporting. The gate flats are great visual cues for players that they are about to warp somewhere. Of course, you may want to build fakeouts and surprises, so you could always place a teleport action right in front of a door or key, whisking Doomguy God knows where. Advice has been peppered in throughout these videos, but here's some more to keep in mind when you are envisioning the flow of your level. Make it obvious what switches do. Nobody likes an obnoxious switch hunt. Show locked doors before players can find the key, so they keep new goals in their mind. All combat all the time can be quite draining. Try building cadence and rhythm in your levels. Include simple and dense fights, or include demon-free rooms full of resources, taunting the player with what kind of ambush will soon await them. You don't always need to connect rooms with doors and hallways. You can use lifts, one-way drops, doors that lock behind players, teleports, and more. Try to avoid a point of no return, since people often like to secret hunt at the end of a map or go back aiming for 100% kills. Combat balance is difficult and will only come with practice. Playtest your level and play lots of custom levels to figure out what you like. A very basic balancing decision to keep in mind is the difference between hit scanners and projectile throwers. Hit scanners are just random rolls of the dice. Every second Doomguy is in their sights, he could be taking damage. Projectile enemies can be dodged and played around. Hit scanners cannot. There's a link to a video in the description below with more information. There's much more to the philosophy of Doom's combat design, but ain't nobody got time for that. Just put in 100 Revenants and you'll be fine. The last steps in level making is testing and playtesting. You can test your level with F9, but once you have the level in a completed state, you should also load the level like you would any other custom WOD and play it. When testing, you can use cheats to help poke at the edges and bypass areas you already know are up to snuff. You activate cheats by just typing on your keyboard. IDClip makes you ignore geometry and pass through walls. IDDQD makes you invincible. IDKFA will give you all weapons, maximum ammo, and all keys. IDDTD will activate new views on your map, first showing every line and sector in your level, then every placed thing if you type it again. This is helpful for finding monsters stuck in weird spots. You should also let other people play your level and get feedback. They could live stream or record their play, or they could record a demo file of their inputs. Design, test, playtest, repeat. Your Doom dreams can become reality. You have all the tools you need now, so go map your brain out.